wrong when a passenger doesn't talk, doesn't check their phone, doesn't even blink. Every time I looked in the rearview mirror, he was sitting closer. I didn't hear him move, didn't hear a sound, just this constant stare burning into the back of my head. I was driving Uber nights outside of Denver. It was past 2 a.m., dead quiet. I got a ride request, no profile photo, no drop-off location. Name just said Evan. I was driving Uber nights outside of Denver. It was past 2 a.m., dead quiet. I got a ride request, no profile photo, no drop-off location. Name just said Evan. The pickup spot? An abandoned gas station just off a rural road. I almost canceled, but something in me said go. Maybe someone needed help, or maybe I was the one being called. He was wearing a dark hoodie, hunched forward. Pale hands gripped the seat in front of him. I asked, "Hey man, where are you headed?" He didn't answer, just breathed, slow, uneven. Then he whispered, "Just drive. I'll know when we get there." I started driving, empty streets, thick fog. The silence in the car felt heavy. He never looked out the window, just stared straight ahead, at me. Then he muttered, "Someone jumped off that bridge once." The driver didn't stop. He just kept going. My hands tightened on the wheel. He was talking about me. 3 years ago, I witnessed someone jump off that bridge. I told no one. No one. Then he spoke again. "Stop here." We were at a dead-end street. No lights, no houses, just trees and fog. I stopped the car. He opened the door, but didn't get out. I turned to look. The back seat was empty. I jumped out, looked around. No one, just silence. But when I looked back inside the car, the back seat was soaked, like someone had been sitting there, dripping wet. I opened the Uber app to check the trip. There was nothing. No ride history, no name, no destination. But there was one message sitting at the top of my screen. "Thank you, for not refusing me this time." I haven't accepted a ride without a destination since, because I know now, some people don't need to get anywhere. They just need someone to take them one last time. They say the quiet ones are the ones you should worry about. That night, my passenger didn't speak a word, didn't smile, didn't blink. But when he came back the second time, that's when I knew something was deeply wrong. They say the quiet ones are the ones you should worry about. That night, my passenger didn't speak a word, didn't smile, didn't blink. But when he came back the second time, that's when I knew something was deeply wrong. He nodded when I asked, "You, Chris?" and got in the back seat without a word. His ride was set to a neighborhood 25 minutes away. Quiet, suburban, no streetlights, no red flag. Not yet. About 5 minutes into the drive, I noticed something strange. He had his phone in his lap, not texting, not calling, just the flashlight on. The beam pointed upward, right at me. I asked, "Everything okay back there?" And he muttered, "Yeah," and turned the light off. But something about his voice felt flat, like he was somewhere else. We didn't speak again, just silence and tension thick enough to cut through. I kept glancing in the mirror. He never looked out the window, just straight ahead, at me. We pulled up to the house, total darkness. No porch light, no interior lights. It looked abandoned. "Is this the place?" I asked. He didn't respond. I asked again. This time, he just nodded. He opened the door, but didn't step out. Just stood there, 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Then, finally, he stepped onto the driveway facing the house. And he stood there, still, silent, unmoving, for almost a full minute. Then he turned back to me, his face unreadable. "I need to go back," he said. I told him he'd need to request a new ride. He just stared. Then he whispered, "Please, I can't. They're not gone yet." I asked, "Who?" He didn't answer. Just stood there, breathing harder, like he was on the verge of breaking. Finally, he backed away and disappeared around the side of the house. I drove off, heart racing, and stopped at a 24-hour gas station a few blocks away. I locked the car, went inside for a drink. He was sitting in the back seat, same hoodie, same empty stare. "How did you get in?" I asked. He leaned forward, close enough to feel his breath. "They're still in the house," he whispered. I didn't ask anything else. I just started driving back to the place I picked him up. But when we got there, he vanished. No door opened, no sound. The back seat was empty, but it was wet, soaking wet. I opened the app. The ride was gone, no history, no record, no, Chris. Just one message. "Thanks for trying again." I used to think horror stories only happened in movies, until one night. I picked up 2 passengers, a couple, laughing and chatting as they got in. But when we arrived, 3 people got out. The problem was, only 2 had ever gotten in. It was a Saturday night, just past 1 a.m. I was driving near a college campus when I got a new request. A couple heading back to an off-campus apartment after a party. When they got in, the girl sat directly behind me. The guy sat by the window on the passenger side. They were cheerful, a little tipsy, but respectful. We made small talk for a bit, then they drifted off into their own quiet conversation like most couples do. About 10 minutes into the ride, I heard a faint noise, like scratching on the seat. I glanced in the rearview mirror. The girl was still chatting with her boyfriend. Nothing seemed off. But then, I felt eyes on me. I tilted the mirror slightly, caught her eyes. The boyfriend was still looking out the window, but something didn't sit right. I felt a chill down my spine. Then I heard it, the seatbelt clicking and a soft shuffle, like someone adjusting themselves in the middle seat. But I was certain no one had ever sat there. I asked casually, "Everything okay back there?" The girl laughed. "Yeah, we're good." No mention of a third person. But in the mirror, I could swear I saw a shadow between them, right behind me. We arrived at the destination. The couple thanked me and got out. The girl stepped out first, then the guy. Then, the middle door opened. I turned around. No one was there. I stepped out and looked around. No one was walking away. The door was still open, and the middle seat had a deep, soaking wet imprint. We arrived at the destination. The couple thanked me and got out. The girl stepped out first, then the guy. Then, the middle door opened. I turned around. No one was there. I stepped out and looked around. No one was walking away. The door was still open, and the middle seat had a deep, soaking wet imprint. Will ever hear your front door close when no one else should be home? That's how it started, just after midnight. I was in the kitchen, finishing a shift on Uber Eats. When I heard the deadbolt slide shut, I froze. I live alone. I grabbed a knife from the counter and whispered, "Hello?" No answer. But then I saw it on my app. Someone had left a 5-star tip. Problem is, I hadn't delivered anything yet. I checked the screen again. There was a completed delivery to my own address. Order 1 item. Time 12:03 a.m. I looked at the receipt. Item name M.E. At first I thought it was a prank, but then I noticed the photo on the receipt. It was me, standing at my own front door. Taken from inside the house, I turned every light on. Nothing. But the basement door was cracked open, and there, halfway down the stairs, was one shoe. My shoe. The one I lost last year. But I'd never been down there. I slowly opened the app again. Another update popped up. Second attempt, delivery successful. Timestamp, now. My phone buzzed. A message appeared. Thank you for letting me in. I ran to the bathroom, slammed the door shut, and locked it. I tried to call 911, no signal, but in the mirror, something was wrong. My reflection was smiling. I wasn't. Then it tilted its head, the way I never do, and raised a hand to wave. Behind me, the door creaked open, but I never unlocked it. I don't know how I got out. Maybe I didn't. Now, every night, my Uber Eats app shows one delivery, always the same address, always my name. But I haven't ordered food in weeks. And every morning, there's a new tip left by a customer called the man already inside. Sometimes I hear footsteps in the kitchen and a whisper, thanks for letting me stay.